I want to tell you a story. It's about feeling trapped and about what happens when you find the key to a life you didn't even think was possible. It's about becoming the architect of your own life. That right there, that was his reality. And, maybe it's a reality for some of us too. That feeling, you're always in motion, but you're not actually going anywhere, just stuck on a treadmill that refuses to stop.
So let's start there. Let's start with chapter 1, a place I think we all know a little too well. The trap of being busy.
All right, let's meet David. He's the guy at the center of our story. And his life? It's just a blur. I mean, he's a smart guy, works hard for sure, but deep down he feels completely unfulfilled. You know that feeling like you're just a tiny cog in some huge, faceless machine?
And this whole cycle, I bet it feels pretty familiar, right? He's waking up late, rushing to work, and then the day just vanishes into this storm of emails and Slack messages and pointless meetings. By the time 6 p.m. hits, he's just zapped, totally drained. And what's his escape? Mindless scrolling on his phone till 2 a.m., which, of course, just sabotages the next day. It's this perfect, vicious loop of exhaustion. And this was his excuse, right? His mantra. He'd see those videos online, people talking about side hustles or starting a business, and he'd just roll his eyes. He told himself, we're just corporate laborers. We don't have time. He really believed it, that he was just a victim of his circumstances with zero control and absolutely no time.
But then, something happens. A little crack appears in that perfect loop. It's just one conversation, totally out of the blue, but it's the one that starts to change everything. So picture this. He's at a family thing, and his cousin just drops a bomb. He's quitting his job to go all in on a side business. David, of course, is totally cynical. He's thinking, yeah, right, must be luck. But then his cousin mentions this book, The Effective Executive, says it's what taught him how to actually manage his time. And even though David doesn't want to believe it, that little seed of curiosity, it's planted. He just can't shake it. So a few days later, he finds himself wandering around a bookstore, looking for that title. He's lost, getting frustrated, and he finally just asks this older, really distinguished-looking guy for help. This man, who introduces himself as Dr. Book, well, he does more than just find the book. He starts a conversation that's about to change the entire trajectory of David's life. And this is the absolute core of it all. Dr. Book hits him with this completely radical idea. He says being effective, actually getting the right things done, it's not a talent you're born with. It's not about being a genius or just grinding harder. It's a skill. It's a discipline. And it's something that anyone, even David, can learn. Okay, so this is where the talking stops and the real work starts. Dr. Book gives David his very first assignment. And honestly, it might be the most important one. The challenge sounds simple, but it's profound. For 1 week, just 1 week, David has to log where every single hour goes. Not what he hopes to do or what he plans to do, but what he actually does. It's all about facing the cold, hard, unfiltered truth of how he's spending the one thing he can never get back, his time. And what did he find after that week of logging? This number. 2. He found 2 hours. Every single morning, early before the chaos. They were his and his alone. No interruptions, no emails, no meetings, no distractions. It was like discovering a hidden goldmine of pure, focused time he never knew he had. But look, just finding the time, that wasn't enough. The big question was, what was he gonna do with it? And that's where Dr. Book's next lesson came in. It went so much deeper, moving away from just how to manage time to the fundamental why, to purpose. Dr. Book used this amazing analogy to explain it. He said most of us are caught up in activity. It's like running on a treadmill. You're putting in a ton of energy, right? You're sweating, you're getting tired, but you're not actually going anywhere. Contribution, though, that's totally different. That's about building something. It's about having a destination, and it doesn't drain your energy. It actually fills you up with a sense of purpose. And just like that, David had a new focus. The whole point wasn't to somehow cram more stuff into his day. No way. It was to figure out what really mattered, to identify those few crucial things that would actually move the needle, and then to attack those things with everything he had. So David really dug deep. What was his contribution going to be? He landed on it. He wanted to build a business in the health industry, not just for the money, but to actually help people live better lives. And all of a sudden, those 2 hours in the morning, they weren't just empty time anymore. They had a powerful why driving them. Okay, so he had the time, and now he had the purpose. He was ready for the final piece of the puzzle, the actual practical framework, the pillars of discipline that were going to turn this dream into his day-to-day reality. Dr. Book just laid it all out for him, plain and simple. Step 1, log your time. You gotta face reality. Step 2, define your contribution. You need to know your why. Step 3, and this one is a game changer, create a stop doing list. Get rid of all the non-essential junk. And finally, step 4, make just one non-negotiable decision. Something like, I'm waking up at 6 a.m. every single day, no exceptions. And then you just do it. It sounds like a paradox, right? Discipline creates freedom? But that's the absolute heart of this whole thing. That strict discipline, waking up early, saying no to stuff that doesn't matter, it wasn't a prison. It was the key. It was the very thing that was going to set him free.
And so it began, the transformation. It wasn't some big, dramatic lightning strike. No, it was much quieter than that. It was just one disciplined morning followed by another and another.
Just look at how this unfolds. That first month, it was a total grind, an absolute struggle. But you know what? He kept showing up. 3 months in, his idea wasn't just an idea anymore. He had his first 100 customers. Fast forward to month 9, that's the tipping point. The side hustle is now making the same as his corporate salary. And then 1 year. 1 year after that chance meeting in a bookstore, he quit his 9-to-5 for good. I mean, the change was absolute. He went from being reactive to everything life threw at him to being proactive. He went from just being busy to being truly effective. From feeling drained all the time to feeling deeply fulfilled. He wasn't an employee anymore. He was the executive of his own life. And then came this amazing full circle moment. He's online one day sharing a bit about his journey, and he sees a comment. Someone wrote, "Easy for you to say. We're corporate laborers. We don't have time." And it was, word for word, the exact same thing he used to believe. But this time, he didn't get angry. He just smiled, because he got it. And he just hoped that someday, that person would find their own Dr. Book. Look, David's story proves that real, lasting change is possible. It all starts with one brutally honest look at where your time is really going. It's built on figuring out what truly matters to you and then having the guts to say no to everything that doesn't. And it's all sealed with that one non-negotiable decision. It's not about finding more time. It's about deciding what to do with the time you already have. So I guess the only question left is for you. Time is passing anyway. Who will you decide to become?